Hi, it's me, Tracy, your literary and tea time companion, with a special episode today, Reading for Life, celebrating the happiness and joy of reading, as well as exploring the habits, planning, and essentials for a reading life. I hope you'll grab your cozy cup and join me here in the library corner. Reading for Life. I have been a lifelong reader and a lifelong learner as well. Books have always been essential for my life, for my well-being, so much so that books have always felt to me like air or water. I need books. I need reading in my life. My mom has a sweet story that she has shared about me as a child, as a young child, how this was when I was very young. I could hardly speak, let alone read, and how I loved books even then. I would sit with my favorite blanket and books, and I would just quietly and intently look at the books. And so that's how it all began, the love of books. And from a young age, books and reading, they were the stuff, the food of life for me. Much of my reading life is based on habits and essentials. It all starts with manageable goals that involve time and planning. I read for 2 to 3 hours total every day. Sometimes that may be more, like on the weekends, or it may change depending on what's happening during any given week. I read physical copy books as well as ebooks, and occasionally I'll enjoy an audio book if I can't get hold of a physical copy. Reading over multiple genres is how I've always approached my reading, even from when I was younger. Typically, I read a good bit of fiction and enjoy mixing up different subgenres under the big umbrella of fiction. And every day I read poetry. I honestly can't imagine a day without poetry. I dip into nonfiction too, on topics that interest me and things that I am curious about or wish to learn from. While there are books I enjoy just for fun or reading entertainment, I often have a purpose for my reading. So each day I will find myself reading fiction, poetry, nonfiction. And Norwegian is the language I speak living here in Norway, so I try to read something every day in Norwegian as well. Oh, and a reading project. I do love a reading project, and I usually create my own reading projects, like the Jane Austen and Regency reading project I've been doing all this year. I already have a plan for next year to bring art and reading together in a special project, so I'm very excited about that. Though it has been some time since I was in school or any academic setting, I still use reading skills I learned along the way, like active reading, annotating, making notes to come back to later. I use the Notes app on my iPad organized into different categories, and I just like the simplicity of this. I have my book and I have my iPad with me. I also use critical thinking and analysis, and I've always enjoyed learning new words and building vocabulary. This might seem a surprise because every other word on this channel is lovely or delightful. Every month I plan my reading. I have a longer ongoing TBR, to be read list, from which I create a monthly reading plan. Since I use the library for most of my reading, there are times when I just have to be flexible and my list has to shuffle around a little bit, but I really don't mind that. There are so many good books out there, so much good reading that I really don't mind. And if there is a book that I don't enjoy reading, I do not pressure myself to finish it. Life is too short for a book we're not enjoying. Isn't that true? My DNFs, though, the did not finish book stack at the end of the year turns out to be very few books, though. How is that for you? Tracking my reading is a fun extra when it comes to living a bookish life. Right now, I am migrating from a handwritten notebook system to a spreadsheet and noting what gets read and when. Interestingly, I've not kept a reading journal in the past, and I'm not sure why that is because I love journaling. I've done journaling of one form or another for many years. But I've been thinking about it lately, and I make notes for my end of month reading update, my wrap up videos. So that could be a fun way to using those notes and sort of translating them into a reading journal. That would be so easy to do, right? Do you keep a reading journal? Tell me about that. I don't track pages or words per day with books. I do that with my writing, but not with reading. Most of my reading takes place at home, but I do love reading while traveling, while on the go, on a train, on a plane. Wherever I am, I always have something to read along with me. Being comfy and cozy on the sofa with my books, tea, a blanket, reading pillow, it's bliss, isn't it, to just be at home cozy on the sofa with a good book. Where are your favorite places to read? Reading has helped me through more than one rough patch in life, and maybe that has been the same for you too. There is always a book to help inspire us, to help us heal, grow, as we navigate all the different terrains life offers us. I'm curious, what books have brought you comfort, insight, clarity, or expansion? I would love to know. What books have helped you to come through big things as we live this life? Reading brings me happiness. It always has. And I feel that reading just improves my mental health, my overall well-being. There is much evidence that suggests that reading helps our mental health enormously. And just getting lost in a good book, whether for the pleasure or fun of reading or learning something, it broadens our minds and expands our horizons. I salute books and the reading life. And please tell me some of your reading stories. Tell me about what brings you joy in reading and your life in general, and how books frame your life as well. Please share some habits, some tips, some planning or essentials for reading life that you have found to be beneficial. I also thank you all just for being here, with me, and for leaving a comment, taking the time to leave a comment, to leave a like, a thumbs up, an emoji, just letting me know that you've been here and enjoyed spending this time with me. And thank you to the new subscribers as well. I thank you all so much for being here. And so until next time, I wish you happy reading, and as always, many blessings. I will see you again very soon.